Welcome dear students. In this video lecture, we are going to draw the development of a truncated cone. This is the problem. A cone of base diameter 60 mm and axis 70 mm is resting on HP with its base. It is cut by a section plane inclined to HP and parallel to one of the generators and passing through a point on the axis at 50 mm from the apex. Draw the development of the surfaces and a sectional top view. This is what the question. Here, first we needed to draw the solid, and then with the given cutting plane we needed to cut the solid. After that we have to draw the development of the surfaces. As usual, we need to perform the three stages of the works in this and the problem. So first of all, we need to draw the front and top view, that is the projections of the solid. So as per the problem statement, the solid cone is resting on the horizontal plane with its base. So it's simply resting like that. Okay, and then in that condition, the base view of the solid, that is the circle, can be viewed only through the top view. So we needed to start the answer from the top view, followed by drawing the lateral view of the solid in the front view. Let me to solve the first stage. So starting from the xy line, the base view of the solid is already we discussed is a circle. So let me to draw the circular base in the top view. And as usual, I need to split it into 8 equal parts. Completed. It is a cone. So I need to mark the base generator points as well as the apex point. The diameter of the solid given as 50 mm. It's 60 mm. Now I am projecting each and every base points and apex into the front view in order to draw the base view of the solid. The axis height of the solid given in the problem is 70 mm. So at this range, Yes, I marked the apex point here. And now I need to mark the each and every base points in the front view, starting from A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash, G dash, and H dash. Now let me to connect the apex point and all base points. With the 2H pencil, I am doing this task because after sectioning only, I will know what are all the retained portions and removed portions. So until that, I have to maintain everything with a very light manner. Yes. Now the work is over. Thereafter, we need to concentrate about the cutting plane. In this problem, the cutting plane given is inclined to HP and parallel to one of the generators and passing through a point on the axis at 50 mm from the apex. See one thing here. The inclination of the cutting plane is not directly given in this problem. It's openly declared that the cutting plane is inclined to HP, but how much inclined is not given. Instead of that, one more hint data is here. That is, the cutting plane is parallel to one of the generator. Parallel to one of the generator. See here in the solid, number of generators are there. In the lateral view. For example, this generator, and there are also two generators are coincident with each other, that is O dash H dash, O dash B dash and O dash H dash. Here O dash C dash and O dash G dash, again O dash D dash and O dash F dash, and finally O dash E dash. So in this set, the cutting plane is going to be parallel to any one of the generator. So in that case, in this kind of problems, we can consider maybe the extreme generator, this one or that one, or the interior generator, this one or that one. But we should not select the center generator because it is not parallel to HP in the front. It's not inclined to HP in the front view. Okay, so in that case, in order to maintain some inclination, in this kind of problems, better you select the extreme generator as the targeted generator. So your cutting plane is going to be parallel to one of the generator. Say here I am selecting O dash A dash. I don't know what is the inclination, but it should be parallel to the extreme generator. Whatever it may be the inclination, it's not a matter. So in this way, I need to maintain a cutting plane. Meanwhile, the cutting plane is going to meet the axis at 50 mm from the apex. From the apex, the cutting plane is going to meet the axis at 50 mm range. So first we need to mark that range. The total height of the axis is 50 mm, 70 mm. At that span, at the range of 50 mm from the top or from the apex, the cutting plane is going to meet the axis of the solid. So at that range, and then the cutting plane should be parallel to the extreme generator. So in this way, I am going to cut the solid. Yes. Now the sectioning of the solid is over. Let me to mark the inclination of the cutting plane with respect to the horizontal. It's actually not given in the problem, so we need not to mention that also. Whatever the data mentioned in the question, that we need to note it in the answer mandatory, but it's not given in the problem, the inclination of the cutting plane, so we need not to mention it here. And then we can go for the next stage of works. First we need to mark the cut points obtained by sectioning the solid with the given cutting plane, starting from the extreme point of the cutting plane. Here one intersection is there. See the arc piece in the base B dash C dash G dash H dash. Two arc pieces are attacked by the cutting plane at this spot. So I need to avoid two cut points here. Say they are P dash and Q dash. Out of this, anyone can be provided with a bracket. And then continue your travel with the cutting plane. Here the next intersection is happened. O dash C dash O dash J dash. So the cutting plane attacking two generators at this spot. So you need to avoid two cut points here. Say they are R dash and S dash. And continue your travel with the cutting plane. Again one intersection happened. Just examine what are all the parties attacked here. They are O dash D dash O dash F dash. Two generators are attacked by the cutting plane at this spot, so I need to avoid two cut points. T dash U dash. And continue your travel. Again one more intersection is happened. It is O dash E dash. Only one generator attacked by the cutting plane, so I need to give only one cut point. Say it is U dash. Now we need to highlight the retained portions with the HB pencil. Since it is a cone, I need not to darken the interior generators. I need to darken only the retained portion of the extreme generator. Yes. Now the work is over. Before proceeding to mark the cut points in the front view, better to mark the address of each and every cut point for our reference purpose. The cut points obtained in this problem are P, Q, R, S, T and U. Sorry, it's V. Very sorry, it's V dash. Totally 7 cut points are obtained in this problem. Let's mark the address of each and every cut point. So the cut point P dash is obtained in the arc piece G dash H dash. So G H. And the Q dash cut point is obtained in the arc piece of the base B dash C dash. And then the cut point R is obtained in the slant generator O dash G dash. And the cut point S is obtained in the lateral generator O dash C dash. And cut point T is obtained in O dash F dash. And the cut point U is obtaining in O dash D dash. And finally the cut point V is obtained in O dash E dash. Just mark them. Thereafter we can project the cut points towards the top view area and mark them. So the projector from the P dash Q dash need to intersect with the arc piece GH and BC in the base, and then we need to mark the cut point P and Q respectively. So this point is obtained here. The projector intersecting with the arc piece BC at this part, there we need to mark the cut point Q, and then the same projector intersecting with the arc piece GH at this part, and we need to mark the cut point P here. And the cut points R dash and S dash cannot be marked in their respective slant generators by simply projecting them from the top view to front view. We need to do an additional work here, that is I need to draw a horizontal. I needed to draw a horizontal from the cut points R dash S dash towards the extreme generator, say OE, and then from that OE I needed to project the cut points to the same lateral generator in the top view, again OE. See, I projected them here. There I obtained a point, a new point. From this new point, I have to make the O as center. The O as center and the new point as radius in my compass. I need to draw an arc towards OG and OC, and I can mark the cut points R and S respectively. Let me to do that. This is nothing but cut point R, and that is cut point S. And again I needed to project the cut points T and U and mark them in their respective position. The projector from the cut points T and U intersecting with OF and OD in these two places. That is intersecting with the OD here. There I needed to mark the cut point U, and intersecting with the OF at this part. There I need to mark the cut point T. And finally, the cut point V is also projected towards the top view, and whenever this projector intersecting with OE, I need to mark the cut point U. Say here, sorry, V. Now marking of the cut points in the top view is over. After that, I needed to connect all the cut points with a smooth curve. It is a cone, so I needed to use smooth curve to connect the cut points. But the cut points P and Q, which are all obtained in the base, needed to be joined with straight line, not with smooth curve. And the remaining cut points can be connected with the smooth curve. For this, you can use French curve. Now the work is over. Then we can go for developing the cut cone. For that, as we already know, in the case of the cone, the extreme generator will show the original length of the slant generator. It's a true slant generator length. So directly I can measure it. To find out the true length of the slant generator. Approximately in this problem I consider it as 75 mm, Definitely the value may vary when you draw this drawing with up to correct scale with your proper tools in the paper, but here approximately I considered it as 75 mm. Okay, so the development of the cone is always like a sector, is always like a sector, and in this sector the radius is nothing but the true slant length, true slant length of the extreme generator, say here 75 mm, and the angle in the sector theta can be found by the formula theta equal to r by l into 360. That is r is here in this formula, consider this as la l, and r is the radius of the base circle, l is the true slant length, and into 360. Once you use this formula you will find out the sector angle to be used for developing the solid. In this problem if you finding these data, the r is 30 mm, the true slant length of the generator is 75 mm into 360, then the answer will be 144 degree. So use these data and develop the uh, uncut cone first. Thereafter we can mark the cut points in that with our regular procedure. Now I done the uncut cone development and marked all the base points by splitting the total sector angle into 8 equal parts. And after that I can start to mark the cut points in the development of the surfaces. And here in this problem you can look on point, the cut points p and q are obtained in the base, and the cut points rs, tu and v are obtained in the generators. It is very easier to mark the points in the generators. First we mark them, later on we can do some additional activity to mark the cut points p and q in the base arc pieces. So for marking the cut points in the generator, our regular duty in the case of cone is to transfer the cut points into the extreme generator and mark them, because in order to see the original position of the cut points in their generator. So here I can mark the cut points R and S, and the cut point T and U if I project them towards the extreme generator. The cut points will be obtained here, today D and U, and V cut point is already in the extreme generator, so I need not to move it to anywhere. So with this data I can mark the cut points in their respective generators. For example, the cut point R can be marked in its address OG in the development. Here OG is here in OG with the length O dash to R, O dash to R, which can be measured in the generator O dash E dash, can be used for marking the cut point R in the OG. Approximately it can be located here. It's nothing but the cut point R. And then the cut point S with the same measured distance. The cut point S can be marked in the generator OC in the development. So approximately at this part. Cut point S. And the cut point T, measure the distance between O dash T in the extreme generator O dash E dash, and with that distance in the generator OF I can mark the cut point T. So the generator OF is here, with the measured distance I can mark the cut point T approximately here, this cut point T. And then with the same measured distance in the generator OD, I can mark the cut point U. And finally, the cut point V can be marked in the generator OE with that distance. Yes. Now I marked all the cut points which are all obtained in the generators. And two more cut points we need to mark. They are P dash and Q dash. That is PQ, which are all obtained in the base arc pieces. Say the cut point P is obtained in the arc piece GH. So the arc piece G2H is here. G2H is here. In this we need to mark the cut point P. And the same way the cut point Q can be marked in the arc piece BC here. BC. So the task is somewhat different when we compare to the previous problems. Here in the cylinder, when you're supposed to find out the distance of the point, a base generator point and the cut point, when the solid is a solid of revolution, then we need to find out the arc length as the distance between the G and P. For example, here I'm just zoom that area alone, this sector alone. This is nothing but a G and that is H. Here the point P is there. I need to find out the distance between point G and point P, the linear distance. But it is an arc. It is an arc, but I want to know the linear distance between these two. For that, I need to do a task that the distance LA will be equal to theta into R. Here, first I need to find out the angle theta. After that, the radius of this sector is nothing but the radius of the base circle, that is 30 mm. 30 mm. And the LA is nothing but the arc length, that is the linear distance between the point G and point P. So the LA will be equal to the R angle in radians and into the R value 30. So this will be equal to approximately, say it's approximately 10 mm, but the value may vary when you do it with the actual scale. Okay, for this time being purpose, I am considering it as 10 mm. And with that linear separation, I needed to mark the cut point P from G. Cut point P from G. But here GH is also an arc. It's not a straight line. The GH in the development is also an arc piece with a different radius when you compare here. Here the GH is an arc piece with some radius 30 mm, but here the GH is also arc piece with the radius equal to 75 mm. So in that case, we cannot mark the using the 10 mm separation data between the point G and P. So for this situation, here we need to do one more work for my purpose. This is point G and that is point P. The arc length LA is 10 mm and I need to find out the angle theta by considering the distance as radius as 75 mm. In this way, the 10 mm arc length will be equal to the theta into 75 mm. 75 mm. So here the theta value find out as 7.6 degree. The theta value will be 7.6 degree. So here first I need to draw a line from G with a 7.6 degree inclination. Here the values will be changed. So this inclination is nothing but 7.6 degree. And here we can mark the cut point P. So in this way we can mark the cut point Q also. So after marking the cut points, I needed to join the cut points with a smooth curve. Yes. Now the work is over, and since it is a cone, I need not to darken the interior generators. Try this answer with the proper tools in your paper. Thank you.